Hello YouTube, welcome to the Riding with Rick channel where topics, reviews, maintenance, and ride-alongs are discussed as it pertains to the 2018 Honda Goldwing. I'm your host Rick, and today we're going to be talking about Bluetooth connectivity and Apple CarPlay. This is a deep subject, so let's get started. I just wanted to preface this video by saying that it assumes that you are an iPhone user and you have a Sena headset. I don't have experience with Sena's new mesh technology, and I don't have experience with Android phones. However, I think that the tips and tricks that I'm going to talk about today will help all users, whether you're an Android user, iPhone user, whether you use a Cardo or a Sena or some other brand headset. There's a lot going on with the Honda Bluetooth connectivity and Apple CarPlay. We're dealing with three technologies, not just Honda, but the technology of your iPhone and the Sena headset technology, which is a whole subject in itself. So the first thing I want to discuss today is, number one, is the bike is the hub. So in the following diagram, it depicts that the Honda Goldwing is the hub. The motorcycle is the communication point to anything that you have connected to it, which Honda allows a driver pairing, a passenger headset pairing, and a phone pairing. However, if you're using CarPlay, there's no need to have a phone pairing, and I encourage you to, if you're exclusively an Apple CarPlay user, I encourage you to remove that phone pairing from the motorcycle. You'll notice on this diagram that I do not have a Bluetooth connection or a pairing from the driver's headset to my phone. And we'll talk about that in the next bullet point. But also, it is pretty common to have a pairing to a third rider or a group of riders from the driver headset. Okay, so if you refer to the diagram, here we have a Sena 10C Pro, which is the driver headset. We have a Sena 10S, which is a passenger headset. And then introduced into that configuration, we have a Sena 20S Evo. These two headsets, the driver and the passenger headset, are paired together. And then I pair this headset with the 20S Evo, which is my son's headset. Now things get a little sideways when you introduce your Apple iPhone. It would be paired to this headset, but that's a big mistake. And you'll notice on the diagram that I don't have a pairing to this phone because I'm physically plugging this into the motorcycle. Alright, so the second item on my list is Bluetooth connectivity. So I had major issues connecting my Sena 10C Pro and my passenger's Sena 10S to the motorcycle when I connected them as a Sena phone pairing, and here's why. On some Senas, I can speak specifically about the 10C Pro, the 10S, and the 20S Evo, is that when you enter anything other than a two-way intercom, Sena calls it a voice call, specifically with a group pairing, it will temporarily disconnect the iPhone. It disables the Bluetooth connection. So if you have that pairing set up as a phone pairing to your motorcycle, your Sena headset thinks that the Goldwing is a phone, and it's not. And it will disable Apple CarPlay. And I've talked about the safety features in the Honda Goldwing, where if the bike is moving, if a headset becomes disconnected, or Apple CarPlay for that matter becomes disconnected, you cannot reconnect it, or it won't magically reconnect on its own while the bike is moving. You have to actually stop the bike to be able to do that. And I'll get into that later in this video. So the answer is Sena allows you to connect to a GPS device, or considered a second phone pairing. So I know it's a little bit different procedure depending on the model that you have, but if you go to the Sena documentation and you look into second phone pairing or GPS pairing, pair that way in that mode to the motorcycle. And if, for instance, you go into a three-way intercom or group intercom, it won't disconnect Apple CarPlay. The third one on my list is to use a Apple certified cable, which is a Lightning Sync data cable. I was originally using this mess, which is, this is your standard charge cable for an iPhone. You notice I got it all, bundled up here so it fits in that top shelter. I just had bad luck with this thing, or I didn't really know any better at the time, until I changed to a Lightning Sync data cable, and I stumbled upon this by dumb luck. I wanted a shorter cable, and this is 6-inch cable, just so I didn't have to bundle. And I'm like, oh, it's flat. And I didn't really realize when I ordered it that it was a Lightning Sync cable. This one is by Insignia, and I'll put a link down in the description of where I got it. But it's about $6, and you'll notice that where this is round, this is flat. And this little cable has made all the difference in the world. I was never able to, when using this cable, to plug in my phone, turn on my headset, and then turn on the bike and have everything connect, until I started using this cable. I'll get into how I connect to the bike later in this video. Alright, number 4 on my list is to turn your Bluetooth connection off on your phone. It only creates confusion when you either connect your headset, pair your headset, or intercom your headset to another helmet, or you go to connect your headset to the motorcycle. If you go back to thinking about how the motorcycle is the hub, you never want to have a situation where you actually have a circle of connectivity where that's the one reason why you don't ever pair your headset to your phone and expect Apple CarPlay to work, because now you've created a circle of connectivity. So the best way to ensure that that can never happen is to simply turn off your Bluetooth on your phone. All right, number 5 on my list is to, in your iPhone settings, is to set Apple CarPlay to USB only and allow CarPlay to be used when the phone is locked. If you were riding along and this phone locks, which mine locks after, I don't know, a minute or something like that, you won't be able to use CarPlay at all. All right, number 6 on my list is to ensure that you have sound in your headset after connecting the headset to the motorcycle. I simply do that by toggling the source, the audio source button to say radio, and I get static in the headset. I'm good to go, and then I can proceed connecting Apple CarPlay from there. All right, number 7 on my list is if there's no sound after connecting your headset to the bike, perform a, shut down your Senna and restart it. Just like any other electronic device, and I'll also throw in there too, if Apple CarPlay doesn't seem to be working properly, it doesn't hurt to restart your iPhone. Shut it down and restart it. Same goes with your headset. All right, number 8 on my list is if taking a firmware update, perform a soft reset on your Senna. Actually, Senna recommends doing this, that if you a firmware update, perform a soft reset. It's very easy to do. I actually carry a little paper clip with me on the motorcycle in the event that I need to do a soft reset, and you can find out how to do that in the Senna documentation. All right, number 9 on my list is if a soft reset is done on a Senna headset, either after a firmware update or you change the settings, or something is just not working right with the Senna, I recommend dropping the existing Bluetooth connection either to the driver headset or the passenger headset and recreating that pairing. All right, number 10 on my list is to be patient. If in the event that you have to restart your headset, turn it off and then turn it back on, and then you just immediately turn it right back on, the Senna will cycle the last Bluetooth connection for a period of time, maybe 2 or 3 seconds. And if you hear a voice command that says specifically connected to phone, that means you're reusing the connection that you last had. And if you're restarting your headset, obviously something went wrong, like maybe you're not getting sound in the headset, and you will continue not to get sound in the headset until so be patient. Just shut off your headset, count to 5 seconds, and then restart it until it says hello Senna instead of connected to phone, which that it never goes well. I've never been able to restore sound in the headset or have it pair up properly to the motorcycle when I hear that Senna command. So I hope that these 10 tips that we've discussed help you out or lessen some of the aggravation that you may be having with the Bluetooth connectivity as in relation to Apple CarPlay with the Honda Goldwing. Now let's go out to the bike and I'll actually show you how I connect to the motorcycle, and we can troubleshoot any kind of problems along the way, and I'll tell you how I recover from them. All right?
Okay, so I just wanted to go through the steps of connecting your headset to the bike. That's the first step. And you want to ensure that it's a proper connection. So there's a couple prerequisites to this. If you go into audio settings and go into general setting, you want to scroll down. You want to make sure Apple CarPlay is selected and not iPod. Don't let it up to the motorcycle to figure out what kind of connection it has. The other thing that you'll note is my phone pairing is turned off. And also, on my phone, I have turned off my Bluetooth connection. Because Apple CarPlay is not a Bluetooth connection, it's a hardwired connection. the other prerequisite, as I stated before, is I have a Lightning. This is an Insignia certified Apple cable, but it's a Lightning sync cable. You'll see that it's flat. All right, so my headset's on. I'll turn the bike on and wait for it to connect. There, my headset is now connected via the little headset with the one in it. Now, I want to ensure that I have sound, something coming from the radio. I'm going to switch over here just briefly, and you're going to hear some static, which is ensuring sound is coming through. There it is. I have sound. Okay. And you want to ensure that that works for the driver and the passenger headset. Okay, so now that I have an established intercom to bike Bluetooth connection that has sound, I can go ahead and plug in my Apple CarPlay. And that's just a matter of plugging it in. And you'll see Apple CarPlay pop up. There it is. Okay. Just put away. Okay, so my Apple CarPlay's popped up. Now, if you do not, when you establish your intercom to your bike and you do not get sound, the surefire way to resolve that is to turn your headset off and then turn it back on, and then turn your bike back on and go through the process again. Or you can try going into audio setting, Bluetooth setting, and then whatever the headset is in question, my rider headset pairing, go into, mine's a Sena 10C Pro, and disconnect it and then reconnect it from here. Sometimes that works, but the surefire way is to turn your headset off and then turn it back on. Now, I'm talking Sena. I can't speak for Cardo. But if that initial behavior of connecting your headset to the bike fails for you every time, do a soft reset on your intercom headset. Follow the Sena instructions. Very easy to do with a pin or a paper clip in the little hole in the back of the unit. That's pretty much it. Now, I'll say this. When I stop somewhere on the motorcycle, I can turn the bike off and then just leave my headset on. You know, if I'm gassing up or just stretching my legs, and then when I turn the bike, start the bike back up, Apple CarPlay reconnects every time, and with sound, everything working. And that all changed when I went to this Lightning cable. So I'll simulate that in another video just to prove that works. All right, so that's pretty much, that's how to get a Apple CarPlay working. Because I've noticed that, like, once you've established a solid connection, whether you have, like, the rider or the passenger headset paired up and connected to the bike, the connection will last throughout the whole day. It's you know, turn the bike off and Apple CarPlay, just leave your phone plugged in and it will connect. When you turn your headset off and the bike off simultaneously, you may have to go through this little process again here, but once you do it a few times, it becomes nothing more than an annoyance, you know, once you figure it out. Okay, so I'm just concluding a stop here to show you. My phone is plugged in, right? What I did in the stop is I just leave my headset on. So now when I start the bike, you'll hear a little audible beep. And I'm going to ensure that I have sound. And then Apple CarPlay will connect. So once I've established that initial connection between the bike and my headset, then it works very well. So here we go. Let's turn this thing on. There's the headset connected. There's the sound. Mute it. just so you don't have to hear that. And then my iPhone connected for Apple CarPlay. There it is. That's really all there is to it. Like I said, once you have that initial, you go through the initial hassle of establishing a Bluetooth connection between the bike and your headset. Everything seems to go well, because you have to understand that in order for Apple CarPlay to connect properly, it needs to have a headset connected to the bike. That's one of the requirements. So there's no way that you're going to get your Apple CarPlay to connect to the bike without a proper headset connection. Okay, folks, just wanted to conclude this video by saying, as always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and click that little like button, and if you leave a comment, I will certainly comment on your comment. Again, thank you for watching. Folks, if you, this is a little bonus here. If you're wondering where I'm at, I'm on Route 220 northbound, bordering between Sullivan and Lycoming County, Pennsylvania. All right, just thought I'd throw that out there. Like I said, if you're in the big bike roads and beautiful scenery, this is the place to be.